Hey everybody, good evening. This is Amanda Myers, and I wanted to address a couple of comments that were made to my Instagram post. I had posted in our group asking for any questions that you had or any pain points that you had when it came to using Instagram. And so I wanted to go through a couple of things that I think might be helpful to you as far as using Instagram. And I'm going to, first of all, address Paul and Allie Danae's comments regarding hashtags and kind of some workarounds or hacks or tips or tricks for using hashtags in your pictures. Now, I have two different Instagram accounts. I have my photography business Instagram account, and then I also have a personal Instagram account. My personal Instagram account, I will post pictures mainly just of like my kids for the most part, and just random things, I guess. And then my business account, I will post maybe some of the better ones of my kids, but then I will also post pictures from events that I do, sessions, that type of thing. So they're a little bit different, and I like to keep them separate. So real quick, and so you'll see me bouncing around between those. So real quick, let's talk about hashtags. And Paul had said to definitely leave the majority of hashtags as a comment instead of in the original caption. And I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that. A lot of questions come up as far as, will those hashtags work as well? Do they, can you still show up in search results? Can you still get in the top 9? And the answer is they work exactly the same. They're identical. There is no difference at all. I know this from a good amount of testing. I mean, I haven't done scientific research, but I absolutely have tested hashtags in the caption versus the comments, and they work exactly the same. I have never been able to tell a difference, and neither has anyone else that I'm aware of. So we're just going to go with Paul's recommendation there. But I wanted to show you a couple of things. He also mentioned using a notes application to copy and paste. I love that idea. I do that myself. And then Allie Danae had mentioned using keyboard shortcuts, and I think that is a really cool idea. And I also use that for some other things as well, for quick comments, replying to comments, and that type of thing. So let's just jump right into that. First, I want to show you, this is in my business account. You can see this pretty doggy here. In this post, you can see that I have left my hashtags in my first comment, but I neglected to do something very important. And so this is what it looks like. And I don't think it looks that good. I forgot to use the 5 dots. And I see this in Instagram and social media groups all the time. People ask, how do you get the 5 dots? Very simple. Most people do know this trick, but if you don't, I'm just going to go ahead and address it and answer it here for you. There are basically 2 different ways you can do it. But before I show you, let me show you what it looks like if you do have 5 dots. So here's another picture that I posted. You can see my caption, and then you'll see my first comment. It says Crane Creek Photography, and then it has the brackets with the points of ellipses there. I'm just going to tap on the points of ellipses so you can see what's underneath it. Obviously, you can see the rest of my caption, and then you can see all of my hashtags. But when I went back to it, all you can see here, and even, let's see, it changes as you kind of tap on them. But let me show you another one. So this one I did it. Here's another one where you can see my caption. Starts off with the Gigantic Connect 4, and then you can see my first comment. I did leave those 5 dots. They're just periods, actually, before I put in my hashtags, and that way the hashtags don't muddy it up and make it look kind of like an eyesore. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and post a new picture, and I will show you how to put in your hashtags using those 5 dots. So I'm going to click. I've got the picture already loaded up. I'm going to click the camera icon. I'm going to go ahead and recrop it just by touching the crop button, which is the icon in the lower left-hand side of the screen. It looks like a little frame on the corners there. I'm going to click next, Next, I've got my caption already written because I don't want you guys to have to watch me do that. Right there. I can go ahead and I can tag people in this. Add location, Duluth, Georgia. But before I share it, actually, I did this one a little differently because I wanted to have the caption already copied for you guys so you didn't have to watch me fumble around on that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Notes app, and you can see I've got some Duluth tags here. I'm just going to tap to select, and you can see here, I'm going to copy that, go back to Instagram, and when I share this, I can go ahead, I'm already queued up for my first comment, and I can go ahead and paste it. And look, it gives me those dots that I've already done in my Notes app. And so when I go back here, you really don't even see it. You wouldn't see it. Now I'm going to show you how to put those dots in if you don't know how to do that already. But the important thing, the reason that I went ahead and I had my hashtags copied before I even posted is because timeliness is very important in the Instagram algorithm. You never want to add hashtags to something unless it's like an evergreen type of a hashtag. You don't want to add hashtags to a picture well after you've posted it because the hashtags really, for purposes of getting into the top 9, for example, and what I mean by that is, let's see if I can go here. So the top 9, I'm going to click on Fridays in Duluth. These are the top posts. So the top 9 posts will show here, and they're the ones that have gotten the most engagement. And then you can see my picture here is under most recent. Now, if that picture that I just posted, if that gets a lot of engagement, it'll go ahead and get bumped up to the top 9. So you can see I've got a couple in the top 9 already. So it is very important that you get engagement on your posts right away. So you want your hashtags on your posts right away. You don't want to add them several hours later because instead of being very recent and in the feed for your followers, you're going to be pushed all the way down here at the bottom of the feed. And for some hashtags, not this one, but for some of them, you're going to be thousands of posts buried in the hashtags. So that's why it's important to be timely there. So what if you want to add your dots on your own, let's say? So why don't I go ahead and I'm going to go back to my Notes application. I'm just going to go to my general hashtags that I typically use. Oh, and you can see I've got my dots here. You know what? I'm going to pretend that I forgot my dots. So I'm just going to copy it like this. And this works in the Notes application as well, what I'm about to show you. But I'm going to go ahead and edit this picture. And then you don't see a return key. There's no way to, I guess you could space your way out of it, but that's not going to work. What you want to do is you want to be right up next to, not leaving any space between your last character and hitting the return button or jumping to the next line. I hope that makes sense. So right now I am bumped up, my cursor is right next to my last character, which is a sunshine emoji. I'm going to click the 1, 2, 3 button, which is in the very lower left-hand corner of my screen. That's going to pull up a different keyboard, the numerical keyboard, and you're going to see the return button. I'm going to hit the return button. I'm going to hit the period, return. 1, 2, 3, 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 period, return. And there are my dots. There they are. So then all I have to do here is hit paste, hit done, and there it is. No big deal. Very, very simple. So that's how you add your dots. You just need to get over into the numerical keyboard and add those 5 dots. And that way your post will look a little bit prettier than having to see all of those hashtags. They'll be a little bit hidden from view. Let's talk about a text replacement shortcut. Let's see. So for this one, let me think about how I want to do this one. Let me just show you this. I am going to go to a different account for this, and then I'm going to go I'm on my iPhone. I am not aware if this works for an Android or anything else. You could certainly Google it. But this is a little trick called text replacement. I'm going to go ahead and click on my settings. And then I'm going to go ahead and find, let's see, I'm going to click General. And then I'm going to scroll down a little bit and I'm going to click on Keyboard. From here, I'm going to click on the second option down, which is Text Replacement. And again, this is an iPhone 6, and I'm not completely up to date on this. I think I've got another update to do. So this should be available for most of y'all unless you have a really old operating system on your iPhone. So this is my text replacement. I use some of this for texting, the CM, call me when you get a moment. I am always inputting my long email address in on my phone, and it was annoying, so I created a text replacement for that. So let me show you a little bit how this works. I'm going to click the plus sign in the upper right-hand corner. The phrase I'm going to say is, "Thank you so much." And then maybe a little smoochy face afterwards. And then I'm going to do the shortcut. I'm going to go TY, let's call it 5, TY5, and I'll show you why I think I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to hit save. Yep, because I already have TY1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have now my 5. So these are ones that I use often when I am replying to comments on Instagram. So this is saved in my phone now. Anytime I were to hit the buttons TY5, this is what would pre-fill. And actually what you want to do is hit TY5 and then the space bar, and the space bar is what's going to pop it up. So let me show you that. I'm going to go ahead and click out of here, get back into my Instagram. I realized that on one of my pictures I hadn't thanked people, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to show you something here called the hard press. And the hard press copy and pastes people's usernames so that you're not fumbling over typing out a big old long username as well. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and this littledove.justine, I am going to press and hold on her username. Now again, I'm in the comment field. You can see at the bottom of the screen it says add a comment as Amanda Myers. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to tap, I'm going to actually press and hold. And it's a little finicky sometimes. There it is, littledove.justine. It just pre-filled right there. That's pretty cool. Now I'm going to go to Lauren IVM and I'm going to press and hold. Kelly Cruz, press and hold. Lashes and Lenses, JB Mace, Jen Verney, Parent Club. And you can do this when you reply to comments. You can add up to 10 users in one single comment. So if you try to do 11 users at mentions in a comment, it will not allow you to post it. So make sure you only count up to 10. So I think I'm good there. Carla, I'm going to press and hold. Stephanie, press and hold. And I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can do one more. So I'm going to do her. And then I'm going to click, watch this now. I'm going to type in TY5 space. Thank you so much. Cool, huh? And then I'm going to hit post. And there it is. I have just now replied to them. They will receive a notification that I have commented. And so that may also, if they don't normally see my pictures in their feed, that notification that they see might prompt them to go back to my feed and engage with some of the other posts that I've done. You can see that this post was from over a week ago, September 2nd. So they might go, oh, what's Amanda up to? And they might go to another picture and be like, oh, cool, let me engage with this one, or, this is one I posted today. So it's always nice to reply to your comments. I would definitely recommend engaging and replying to your comments, but after you've already posted a few other posts, and that way you give your engaged followers more to engage with. So I definitely recommend doing that. So I've showed you the hard press, and that is not a tap. It is where you press and hold, and it copy and pastes that username for you in a comment. Very cool. I've showed you text replacement, which is an iPhone kind of a hack. It's pretty cool. You can use it for so many different things. Actually, I did want to mention Allie Danae Walker had mentioned that you can use this to post your hashtags, and you absolutely can. Let me show you that. So actually, I think I've got some of them already copied. So let me just see if this will work. I'm going to go to my settings, and again, I'll just go back here. Settings. We're going to go to General. We're going to go to Keyboard, Text Replacement. I'm going to hit the plus sign, and then for my phrase, I'm going to tap and paste. Yep, see, there's my 30 hashtags. So then my shortcut might be something like, let's say 30 tags. How about that? That might be easy, right? I'm going to save that. I'm going to go back here to Instagram. Let's see. Well, just for fun, I will, just to show you. It won't actually go because I've got too many hashtags on there. But what I'm going to do here, just in a comment, just for showing you, again, I've got too many hashtags at this point. It will not post for me. And I've already used these tags. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type in 30 tags space. Check that out. I just added text replacement. You saw how easy that was. So that's a super easy way to do it. You don't even need to go back to your notes application to paste the tags that you use on a very regular basis. And these are the tags that I pretty much use on a regular basis. So I'm going to go ahead and X out of that because it won't let me post that many tags. And let me see if I have anything else to show you today. I've covered the dots, using the notes application, the text replacement shortcut, definitely a lot of uses for that, very cool. And then the hard press to copy and paste usernames so that you're not mistyping them and spending a lot of time typing out these really bizarre long usernames that are pretty popular on Instagram. So I hope that's been helpful. If you guys have any other questions or any questions about what I've covered, definitely comment back in the thread, and I hope this has been helpful. Thank you.